Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Lady V here with us. She is a spiritual release coach and also very interesting entrepreneur. Been running her business since 2010 and done a number of other great things. And also here to her main mission is actually to inspire others. So, Lady V, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me today, Tony. I truly greatly appreciate it as well. But I am Lady V. I'm Tavana Elliot. I'm also known as Lady V. I am your favorite spiritual release coach because I actually like to be able to go deep down and get to the nitty gritty, the where all the sticky stuff is at the bottom of the barrel. And I like to pull it up because in order for us to heal, we have to go down to the root of our problems. And so I'm a spiritual release coach. I'm an author. I'm an author consultant. I actually have a creative storytelling transformation firm. In other words, that you could tell your story and transform your life all in one place. I'm almost better than Walmart, y'all. That's why that's all I can say. A
Excellent.
one-stop shop, baby.
Wonderful. So what do you do as a spiritual release coach? Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, so spiritual release coach is actually going more on the spiritual side of things, and doing that kind of biblically because we have to understand that we have our basic instructions. And in our basic instructions, it tells us how to navigate our lives, where sometimes we lose focus and we lose track of that. And so I don't push the Bible on you, I don't push God's word on you, but I teach you how to apply it to your life so that you can take all the sticky stuff at the bottom of the barrel, pull it up, and actually start to heal from it because I realized that in this mission, in this journey, in order for us to heal, we have to break. But we have to give ourselves permission to break because society has told us that we have to be strong, that we have to keep pushing, that we have to keep doing this, that we don't have time to break. But the question that I've always had is if we don't break, how do we heal? We can't, meaning that all we're doing is sweeping it under the rug. And that's what we do with a lot of our stuff. We sweep it up under the rug and we in hopes that it's going to go away. But it doesn't. All it does is over time, it builds up to be a mountain of stuff that we just walking over, tripping over, fumbling over, that we really need to be able to release so that we can have a smoother foundation, so that we can walk a smoother path in our lives. But until we break these generational curses and these trauma bounds that we have, we will always be stuck and in bondage of ourselves because it's us and we have to be willing to release it and to let it go. And so I dig deep up in your spiritual realm so that you can feel free because your peace lies in the belly. It lies there. But until you make a choice that you want to actually touch your peace, it's just going to sit there dormant, waiting on you to awaken the rebel that's within inside of you to decide that, guess what? I'm going to be alive today. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to break for me so that I can heal properly and healthy. And all the toxicity that I have, I can let go. And so that's what I do. I dig deep in the bottom. We go to the bottom of the barrel with the sticky stuff that you don't want to touch. And we fix it right there and there at the roots.
And what happens to someone once you help them fix this?
They actually find their freedom. They find their freedom within to just be free and actually be able to live the life that God has called them to live, that God has chosen them to be. They finally find their purpose. And a lot of individuals really do not know their purpose. If you ask them, what are you supposed to do? They don't know. A lot of individuals don't know. They don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know, even in business. Some people just do business to follow the trend because they see other people doing it. and other individuals making money at it. So they say, oh, you know what? I can do that. Let me do that. But they have no passion behind it. And when you're not passionate about it, that means that is really not your purpose. And so once they find a purpose, they find their peace and they find their freedom. And
Exactly.
both of them, you can't beat.
And you also mentioned when we were in the green room before we started recording, like that you wrote this book. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I like the show. It is called Awaken the Rebel Within, Release, Rebuild, Rebrand Your Voice, because these are the stages that you have to go through. You have to release your past, all the past hurt, all the past traumas, all the past everything. You got to release those. And then once you release those, you got to rebuild who you are. Because if you don't release everything, now you just empty. You just have an empty shell that you just like, okay. So now it's time for you to rebuild you, meaning that it is time to really find out how to genuinely love yourself. Genuinely. Not what you're doing now, but genuinely learn how to love you in your rebuilding stage. And once you realize that you are a priority, that you are worthy, that you are more than enough, then you can start rebranding yourself. That's where I am in my stage of my journey. I'm in my rebranding stage where I'm literally have overcome my trauma. So I no longer live in my trauma. I have rebuilt myself, learning that I learned how to finally love me because in reality, I never loved me. And I realized that because as I looked over my life, I realized that, oh my gosh, if I truly, genuinely love me like I love me now, ain't no way in the world I would have put up and did all the stuff and the foolishness that I did to myself. I would have never put myself in situations that I was in if I genuinely loved me, but I didn't know how to love me because nobody ever loved me. So I didn't know how to love me. And then I had to learn First Corinthians, where he tells us about love. And I had to literally play it in my mind and play it in my mind over and over and over to learn how to genuinely love me the way God loves us, period. Because that's the ultimate love right there.
And
And once I learned that love, I learned how to love me. And then I realized that I am worthy, that I am more than enough. I am everything more than what people gave me credit for, what people said I was. They said I wasn't going to amount to anything. That's a lie because I was chosen for this. I was born, I was called for this. And so I just had to find that. I had to learn that. Couldn't man could not give that to me. But that's where I was looking for it at. I was looking for it in man. Woman, man, it don't matter. I was looking for it there, thinking that people could help me, people could show me how to love, and they couldn't. Because I realized a lot of people don't know how to love themselves. So how was they gonna show me how to love when they don't know how to love? It's a generational curse. It's just traditions we just pass down over and over and over, and somebody gotta break it. Well, I decided to break it. And so in this workbook, what I love about this workbook, it's a masterpiece. This is what I call it. Because you can start in the beginning, you can start in the middle, you can start at the end. It doesn't matter where you start, like right here. It says accountability code. This is where we take accountability for who we are. Sometimes right now I'm with Smell the Roses. Sometimes we have to smile. Sometimes we have to ask who's our support system? Where are we at right now? So this book right here, like I said, you can start from the beginning, the middle, the end, wherever you need to start so you can be you. When I started to rebuild myself, I started right here. What does your name mean? We don't even realize that our name means something. That's how we learn who we are, when we learn what our names genuinely mean, so that we can start to love who we are. And then I
tot-
started to rebuild myself or
totally.
rebrand myself.
And if someone wants to actually find out a little bit more about you and possibly check out the book and everything, how they can do that?
So you can find me at Linktree at Lady VENP. That's Elliot Knight Professional. So Lady VENP. And you can book a free consultation with me. It is free. Okay. You can book a free consultation with me because for me, I like to see if we are compatible with one another because some people really isn't ready for this particular journey, but I know other life coaches that can help you get to this journey. So I like to point you in the right direction. And so if you need me, find me, Linktree, Lady VENP.
Excellent. And they can find details about the book there as well, yeah?
Yes, you can find the book over there as well. And all the other books that I have written as well, you can find them all right there. And you can find, you'll see the conference link because we're having a conference December the 12th and the 13th in Dallas, Texas. It is going to be, it's virtual and it's live. And so the live conference is December the 12th and the 13th. And you will be able to find the link on there as well to get your tickets.
Wonderful. And yeah, I can definitely include the link in the description of this episode. And on top of that, Lady V, thank you so much for being a guest here today. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you liked it, drop us a like, subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments for Lady V or for me. And yeah, we'll be happy to answer them. All the best and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.